a time, there was a boy named Tom. Tom was kind and smart, but very poor. He lived in a small house with his two older brothers. One day, their father gave to each of them a gift. The oldest brother got a mill. The second brother got a donkey. Tom got a cat. Tom looked at the cat and sighed. "A cat? What can I do with a cat?" he said. But this was not just any cat. It was a special cat. The cat looked up at Tom and spoke. "Don't worry, Tom. I can help you. Just give me a pair of boots and a bag." Tom was shocked. A talking cat? The cat nodded and smiled. "Yes, I can talk, and I can help. Trust me." So Tom gave the cat his old boots and a little cloth bag. The cat put on the boots, carried the bag over his shoulder, and looked very clever. "I will catch something for the king," said the cat. The next morning, the cat went into the forest. He put some carrots in his bag and sat very still. Soon, a rabbit hopped close. Snap! The cat caught the rabbit and went straight to the king's castle. He bowed deeply. "Good morning, Your Majesty. This rabbit is a gift from my master, the great Marquis of Carabas." The king smiled. He liked gifts. "Thank your master for me," he said kindly. The princess, who was sitting nearby, saw the cat. She laughed. "What a funny little cat." The next day, the cat caught a bird and gave it to the king. "Another gift from the great Marquis of Carabas," he said. Day after day, the cat brought gifts to the castle. The king was pleased. He had never heard of the Marquis of Carabas before, but he seemed very generous. Tom was amazed. "Why are you calling me a Marquis?" he asked the cat. "Because people listen more when you have a fancy name," the cat said with a wink. Then the cat had a big idea. "Tom," said the cat one day, "go to the river tomorrow and take a bath. I will take care of the rest." Tom didn't understand, but he trusted the cat. The next day, Tom jumped into the river. The cat hid his old clothes behind a bush and ran to the road. Just then, the king's carriage passed by. "Help! Help!" cried the cat. "My master, the Marquis of Carabas, is in trouble. Robbers took his clothes." The king heard the cat and stopped the carriage. "Oh no," said the king. "Quick, give him some new clothes." The guards gave Tom a beautiful suit. Tom stepped out of the water looking like a real marquis. The princess saw him and smiled. "Would you like to ride with us?" the king asked. Tom got into the carriage. The cat ran ahead on the road. Soon, they passed a field with workers cutting grass. "Listen," the cat told them. "The king is coming. If he asks who owns this field, say it belongs to the Marquis of Carabas, or the ogre will come back." The workers were scared. They knew about the ogre. So when the king asked, they said, "This land belongs to the Marquis of Carabas." The king was surprised. "Your land is very beautiful," he said to Tom. Tom smiled shyly. "Thank you, sir." Farther down the road, they passed a golden wheat field. Again, the cat told the workers, "Say this field belongs to the Marquis of Carabas." When the king asked, they did just that. The king was more impressed. "Such rich lands! Your master is truly great," he said. The cat ran on, faster and faster, until he reached the ogre's castle. The ogre was very big, very strong, and very mean. The cat knocked on the door. "Hello, mighty ogre. I hear you can turn into animals." "Of course I can," roared the ogre. "Watch me." In a puff of smoke, the ogre turned into a lion. The cat jumped back. "Wow, that's scary. But can you become something small, like a mouse?" The ogre laughed. "Easy." He turned into a tiny gray mouse. Quick as a flash, the cat pounced and gobbled him up. The cat wiped his mouth and opened the door. Just then the king's carriage arrived. "Welcome to the castle of the Marquis of Carabas," said the cat. The king's eyes grew wide. The castle was big and beautiful. There were shiny floors, high towers, and golden walls. "What a lovely home," said the king. Tom didn't know what to say. He looked at the cat and smiled. The princess took Tom's hand. "I like your cat," she whispered. Later that day, the king said, "You are brave, kind, and rich. Would you like to marry my daughter?" Tom said yes. The princess said yes too. They had a big wedding in the castle. Everyone was happy. The cat got a golden bell and a soft red cushion. Now Tom was a real marquise, but he never forgot his kind and clever cat. From that day on, the cat lived like a king too, but he still wore his boots every day.